Hello, and welcome to the podcast you probably thought was dead, the Mild and Lazy Guys podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt.
And I'm Andrew.
Oh, how do you do this? How do you do this again?
I just press buttons and talk.
Okay. Well, we've got an episode for you today, believe it or not. We've got some, it's going to be a skimmed down version. We're just going to get back in the swing of things, get back in the saddle, so to speak. We got some new stories. We got Mount Rushmore, of course. Can't have an episode without Mount Rushmore. And then anything else big? No?
Just the usual Hill to Die On, Pick Your Poison.
All right.
Just the same shit we always talk about.
Right.
No Cowboys, no Big Brother yet, though. So
No. We got a little bit of sports. We got first place Rangers to talk about.
yeah. And we got I don't know how to say that. What are the U.S. playing? CONCACAF?
CONCACAF Nations League semifinal.
I thought it was the finals tomorrow.
Finals tomorrow, semifinals on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Talking about the previous game.
That's really what we want to talk about. That
because it was Mexico.
Yeah, and it was I was talking to my brother about this. Like, I've watched every U.S.-Mexico match since probably 2002. And that may have been the wildest one that was the wildest one I've ever seen. And it may be the wildest soccer game I've ever seen.
I mean, it ended early before they could finish the extra time because of their... Well, I know it's because of the... And I talked to my buddy at work because he's a Hispanic male. And he was just saying, he was like, that's not really a bad slang. He's like, it could mean bitch or it could mean this.
No.
And I was like, I think they mean it in a certain way, and that's why they keep getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, no, don't. And see, that's how that shit perpetuates and fucking keeps going because people excuse it.
They'll say it's misinterpreted.
Yeah, it's culturally misappropriated, or yeah.
Dude, they are so dedicated to that homophobic slur that they are willing to like cut games short, or didn't they lose like hosting privileges for something?
They had to play like closed door matches a few years back, but something's got to be done. Like FIFA's got to step in. It's got to be more
really
than
stupid too. It's just like say something else.
It's just it's very sophomoric and
I get like there's a lot of chance and the energy, but it's like, so replace that word because it's when the goalie kicks it, clears it, whatever,
that's
right?
Traditionally,
or keeper.
Yeah.
When the keeper clears it, and it's like, so just say something else.
Yeah,
you can still do the whole and send it off.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's sophomoric, like you said.
Yeah, yeah. So, what have you been up to, man? I know we've been apart a while.
It's been, I checked I listened to the last episode, and we were talking about the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Good God. And then we were like, all right, man, we're going to be back, and we're going to recap the Super Bowl. And it was
technically, we still can.
Technically, that was in the winter, and then we went through all spring, and now we're almost to technically, I think it's summertime. I know summer doesn't start until...
No, it's fucking summer.
It's summer. I said once school gets out, that's summertime.
Yeah, me too. I think the same way.
We took a family trip. We went to Jellystone in Burleson. Nice. I never even heard of this place, but it's a legit little summer getaway. They had a big water park, and then, it's on like, I don't even know. I couldn't even guesstimate the acres, but it's huge. It's huge, yeah. You can rent a golf cart for a day just to drive around.
Did y'all get a cabin, or did y'all just go for the day?
Well, it's like I guess it was a cabin.
Well, I call it a cabin, but it's...
Right. It's a two bedrooms, a bathroom, and then there was a loft upstairs. But the ceiling at its pinnacle is 4 feet.
Yeah, so the kids really...
So I didn't go up there.
Did it have a little kitchenette in it so you could cook and stuff? Or
yes, it did. It just didn't have an oven or a stove. So it had a microwave and a coffee maker. And so we brought our crock pot and made 2 crock pot meals. So it was like me, my parents... my older sister, her husband and kids, and then my little sister and her boyfriend got a little cabin all to themselves so they could feel, like adults.
Sure.
And but they were 100 yards away. But that place is massive, and they got teepees converted, like obviously legit ones that you could sleep in. They got wagons, covered wagons that you could sleep in.
We looked into it a few years ago to do.
There's so much to do.
Yeah, no, it looks cool. Can we switch up the kind of format instead of like you and then me, because I just want to piggyback since we're talking about family trips.
Yeah, go for it.
Memorial Day weekend, we went down to Port Aransas.
That's nice.
So we took we got the long weekend, so we went down Friday night after work. It was me, Lauren Landry, and then her mom, and we met her brother and their kids down there, and then each one of their kids brought a friend. So there was like 12 of us, but it was cool. Never been down to Port Aransas. Very different vibe from Galveston, which we go all the time. We love.
Yeah.
everybody has golf carts.
Yeah, so, golf carts are very prevalent at Jellystone too.
Yeah, all the residents like on that live there have golf carts, and then golf cart rentals is like a huge industry down there. So yeah, we had a golf cart. That's how we got to the beach, the store, wherever we went. Got to take the ferry over. Never been on a ferry. Landry's never been on a ferry. But it was good. I like it. We couldn't go anywhere to eat because like there was 12 of us and it was Memorial Day weekend. But it worked out. I think we did crawfish boil one night, which I never done that. So that was cool. It's like the crawfish and potatoes. And
I like everything except the crawfish. I'll eat the potatoes and corn, but mud bugs, I can't do
It's a lot of work for...
And it's not...
a little meat.
Yeah.
And then the next night we did like burgers and steaks and
now
shrimp.
You got me.
And,
now I'm back.
Yeah, it was good. So that was a good little trip.
And also to piggyback off what you just piggybacked, my nephew brought a friend, and I am adamantly against people bringing friends on family trips.
Really?
Yes, it's not a family member. And that little turd came for free, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. It's like a 12-year-old. You know,
what if he had paid his way? Would it
if he would have mowed enough yards. Well, what pissed me off is, okay, so there's a 3 bedrooms in that loft I mentioned, and it was those 2 boys and then my daughter and her cousin. You know, they're about the same age. Well, they were like, okay, Elizabeth and Harper, y'all are going to sleep on the couch because the boys are taking those beds up there. I said, you're not kicking my kid out of a bed and putting her on the couch because some kid, you know, just piggybacked off of Gavin's vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I paid a full price for my kid to have this room and to have a bed.
Right.
And they were grumpy about it. They were pissed off the whole time, and it kind of put a damper on it. But I was being a dickhead. I was like, I paid for my kid to have a bed, and now y'all are going to spring this on me?
Well, don't hate me, because with Landry being an only child, I feel like we're going to have to be the family that Landry's always got a buddy around because he has no siblings.
Well, that's different, but there
was kids there.
Yeah, we had.
What are the age gaps though?
It's a pretty big age gap.
Okay,
and we're talking about 6-year-old girls and a 12-year-old boy.
There you go.
But I'm fucking cool. I played basketball with them.
Does Gavin think you're cool?
I don't know if I want to prepare to answer that question.
Yeah, see,
he thinks I'm cool when I give him like football cards.
Yeah. So you start breaking this down, and now you're a little more understanding.
But no, I was gonna say it's understandable when it's a family vacation. I'm just talking about when it's like all of us.
Yeah.
But when it's like the Edwards, you know, you and Lauren going out with Landry, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I never got to take a friend on vacation, was what I was saying. But anyways, so I'm just a bitter old man.
No, it was kind of cool because the oldest one, she's 14. She brought her boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
Really fucking good kid. He was super good with Landry. Mm-hmm. I mean, put up with him. You know, Landry's a lot.
I'd still be side-eyeing him, though. If it was like Elizabeth bringing a boyfriend, I'd be like, nope, fuck that.
I really wanted to, but he was a fucking good kid. I couldn't find any dirt on him. There was no blemish.
Those guys are the worst.
He had a fucking jawline for days, fucking surfer hair. I was looking for something to hate. Nothing to hate. Damn. Great kid. Good with my kid.
All right.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I guess we'll allow it then.
Yeah, we'll allow it. But yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, never been to Port Aransas. Would go back.
Oh, yeah.
Would go back.
Yeah, we were a Galveston family growing up, too, and then occasional, like, Padre.
Yeah, see, we drove over to the second day they wanted to go to I'm not a beach every day guy. Like, we went Saturday, and I was like, all right, I've had my fill. So Sunday they woke up and wanted to go.
Same thing every day.
And I'm like, we'll go get food for dinner. So I'd never been to Corpus Christi, so we drove all the way to Corpus Christi to HEB over there. So I got to see Corpus Christi a little bit. So, yeah. I'm good on the beach. Like, one day I can do it. But it was fucking wild. It was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, it's very brave of you to go to a beach on Memorial Day.
It was not my idea.
I want to go places where it's like, here's another thing I don't like is I don't like going on vacation and sharing my vacation with other people. Like, I wouldn't want to do a cruise ship because I don't want to be on vacation with 1,000 other people. I want to go to, like, a mountain and not see anybody for, like, a week, but that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to, like, a beach and here's 1,000 other people here doing the same thing I'm doing. Well, I want to get away from people when I go on vacation.
I don't know if you checked the prices of private islands lately, but they're insane. So if you want to go to the beach, you're going to have to share with other people.
I don't want to go to the beach. That's what I'm saying. I want to go. I just want to walk into the wilderness and, like, find a cabin, find, like, R.I.P. Ted Kaczynski.
I'm about to say, okay, Unabomber, calm down.
And just find his cabin and be like, this is what we're going to do for a week. I brought a coffee maker and I'm going to listen to Libby audiobooks.
And then we're going to tie these batteries together. And
we're going to bring down the social structure of America, one bomb at a
worked
time.
out well for the last guy.
He had a good run.
He did.
He had a pretty good run.
He did.
Until his fucking brother betrayed him.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Brothers can be weird sometimes. But yeah, no, it was good. And then Landry started playing soccer.
Yeah.
So he's playing indoor. It's
a
getting
lot of action with indoor soccer.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and I thought that would be a good thing, but it might not be because of his ADHD and like the way his brain is already going 1,000 miles an hour, and then you have no stop in the action, and you have parents screaming, and it's getting better. The first game was rough. He had like 5 fouls, and he boarded a kid into the board face first.
God.
Yelled at a kid when he got fouled, got up and screamed in his face. It was rough. Like,
Sounds like I missed a good game.
I had to create a signal with the coach, who's a 15-year-old girl, which is her little brother's on the team.
Oh.
She's a soccer.
That was kind of weird that it's a 15-year-old girl. Well, just 15-year-old, really.
Well, these kids are what they call they're on what's called the house team. So you can go and sign up your team. Like if you had a team from outdoor and that they've been together however long, you can go sign that team up as a team. Or you can just go sign up as an individual and you just get placed on a team. And this is the house team with all these random kids. 90% of them never played a sport, much less soccer. And they're playing against well-established teams.
So they're just getting crushed.
Dude, it's rough.
Yeah.
It is.
That's not fair, though. I mean,
rough.
you get teams now, because when we were growing up, it was like, I feel like you might get some of the same guys, but it was never the same team carried over 100%, like in Little League Baseball.
Right. You
Unless you were on like a select team, a traveling team, but it's like.
You just sign up and then you get thrown on whatever team.
Yeah, thrown on and you would just play together.
Unless
but now
you're
it's
playing Red Oak Pee Wee football and they would always stack the Hawks at every division, but that's a different story for a different day.
Silverhawks.
I was on the Silverhawks and the White Hawks, yeah. Anyway, so it's getting progressively better. Today was the third game. The second game, he only had like 2 fouls, no screaming.
That's a win.
And then today, 0 fouls, 2 assists, and a shot on goal that missed by inches. So I was super proud dad moment. Like when I got a second to myself, like got emotional, like, because for Landry, it's a big deal because not only is he playing the game, but he's also having to overcome his, autism and the ADHD. And for me, because you can go to a dark place when your kid has that and you're like, is he ever going to be able to do normal shit like every other kid? And then when they do that, it's a win. It's a big win.
Oh, for sure. I want to go to a game. Where's it at?
Here in Waxahachie.
Is there a place by like Life School off 77?
Yeah, if you keep going, you know that little place like right there by Starrett where they sell like the appliances and stuff?
Nope.
It's right past Starrett if you're heading toward Red Oak. Starrett Road's
like
on
off 35?
No, on 77. It's like in an old warehouse. It's called Indoor Soccer Spot.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
So he's got a game on Tuesday at 6 and then a game on Saturday. I don't know when it is, but he's got a game on Tuesday. Come to the game.
Yeah, they switched my fucking off day. They took my Monday away.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I got Tuesdays now.
That sucks. So you're off Sunday, go to work for one day, and then that sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah, it does suck.
It has its advantages, though. So, like, this weekend, it's Juneteenth on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And so I would get a 3-day weekend, except that they asked me to work on Tuesday, but I get an overtime day. But anyways, normally I would get, I would stack 3 days in a row like that by doing it. Let's see, what else? Claire sold that car finally.
Dude, I thought they were gone because the house was quiet and I didn't see her car up front.
She parks the other Honda on the side, but yeah, it made all the sense in the world. Like I told her, she made $11,000 off of it. She kept it all, and I gave her my other car, my Honda CRV, and I'm like, you can have that car, and I'll probably have like another year of payments on it. I was like, I'll make all the payments.
Yeah.
You just get a free car and $11,000, and finally she did it.
The things we do for love.
God, I'm such a smart guy. Owen started his Mother's Day out. It's like a little daycare.
Yeah, same thing Ellie did, right?
There. Yeah. He's doing good though. They send pictures all the time, and he's just having the best days, like hanging out with the other kids. And lastly, got 2 cats now. I never thought I'd have an orange cat. Now we have 2 orange cats or a tabby cat.
Yeah, that one clawed my dick when I walked in.
Dude, Toby is a maniac. He's such a just out of prison, still in that mentality because he was a feral cat that
He's
my
just
mother-in-law
guarding his food and shit.
Yeah, dude, look what happened to me. Look at that cut. It's like the most awkward. So it's right on my thumb. When I open it, it just reopens every time.
Yeah,
that was from yesterday because I went to pet him and he just immediately like fucking slashed me and ran away like a prison yard, like it was a cut and run.
So what's up with the other cat? Is he cool?
Oh, you'll see him.
Cool?
Oh yeah, it's a boy. He's a baby. We couldn't think of a name, so my mother-in-law was like, his name's Luca. But she thought it was like off of the Disney movie with the little Italian boys that were.
And you were like Doncic?
I was like, yeah. I was like, and I'm a big Mavericks fan. I was like, I don't want everyone to think I named my cat after Luca, which is cool. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So Luca is his middle name, and we went with Sonny, Sonny.
Okay.
Which I don't know, just fit. We had 50 different names we were going through, and then we finally we just came up with Sonny and kind of stuck. So Toby and Sonny, 2 cats, 2 dogs, 2 kids. In 1 bathroom. It's a crowded house.
Yeah. Well, speaking of new animals, since the last time we recorded, I've gotten 2 new animals. I lost Ziggy back in early January. My faithful companion, my pug. And then 4 days later, Wednesday died, which is super weird. That
was straight broken heart.
Vet just chalked it up to like broken heart. And then I was like, fuck dogs. And then a little bit later, I was like, I'll get another dog. And then I was like, yeah, I'll get another dog, but never a pug. And then I've gotten 2 pugs since. So we got Beans and Biscuit. And I think they fucking share 1 brain cell between each other.
I know.
So when one of them's doing something dumb, I'm like, oh, does he got the brain? Yeah, he got the brain cell now. Is that why you're fucking up right now? Because the other one's got the brain cell. They just look at me like. Ooh, I don't know.
They're like pretty very close in age, right? Like you got puppies.
Yeah, they're both puppies.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna get to grow up together.
Yeah. So, and then our cats have turned into like indoor-outdoor cats, so they're not even in the house.
Dude,
like
Toby's a maniac. When I open that door, he bolts out the door, and he'll be gone. And then I get home from work, and he's sitting on the front porch, like hot, just looking at me. And I'm like, "Let's go, bud." He'll just follow me inside, and I'll be like, "Was he outside all day?"
Yeah, just having adventures.
He's just outside all day.
He's just doing hood rat shit with his hood rat friends.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. He'll just come back like. He's come back a couple times with like a patch missing,
Yeah, he's gotten into some shit. Yeah.
But he's still a young kid. He's not even like probably 6 or 8 months yet. He's just fucking thick boy. Mm-hmm. He's already bigger than Eli ever was. He's a fucking big cat.
Yeah.
And they both, all have their claws because I guess we can't do that now, which I guess I understand.
Yeah. Apparently it's a thing.
Apparently.
When we got Stuart, he had his front ones done already.
Lucky.
But he'll get you those back ones if
yeah, Eli would do that. Eli would flop on his back and start going, like Jackrabbit style.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jack's the younger one, our orange one, he's made friends with the neighbors, and they thought for the longest time until we met each other that he was just a stray cat, so they were feeding him. So he's eating over there and then coming home and eating.
He's smart.
Yeah, I'm like, no, the cat has a home. And he fucking eats. And they're like, oh, well, he's doubling up. I'm like, yeah, it's doubling up. So, yeah, they go out during the day and have their adventures and then come back and sleep on under the little awning. And they're just living the life. And it works out for us because they're out of the house.
Yeah, Claire doesn't mind because, like I said, Toby's just a maniac.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a weird cat, which we just had like a Hall of Fame cat. Forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are these how normal cats are? Because I don't think I'm a cat person. I thought most cats were like chill like Eli, but maybe it just takes a while. But we got him neutered.
We got him snipped.
Yeah, he's still a maniac.
Yeah, he may just have to grow out of it.
So that's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
He might be a fucking outside cat. We'll see.
Both of mine just.
But I will say, like, they're not like physical to the kids or anything. They've never, and like that, like what I got from Toby is because I kind of came up behind him and I went to pet him, but I guess I went like that and then he just jumped up and slashed me. So he, he's never like straight up like cornered me and sliced me open.
You can't fucking trust cats, man.
I don't think so. That's
why they term like or coined the term cool cat, because they're just very few
rare
and far between.
Right.
There's just not that many cool cats. All right. We got news? I got news.
What's your news?
No, news story. Come on. We're both rusty here. The ear. Now do it. There you go. We'll figure it out eventually. I can edit that out. All right. First story. Headline reads, San Francisco is now worse than Afghanistan, immigrant store owner says after losing $100K to burglars.
That's a weird word.
We've
gone through
burglars.
this before. Burglary and burglars.
Burglars. They burgled him. A man who immigrated to the United States in the late 1980s opened a store in San Francisco in 2003, now reportedly says that the Californian city is worse than his home country of Afghanistan. The co-owner of Cigarettes Are Cheaper in San Francisco's Richmond district, who is referred to only as Zaid, I'm guessing, in the report, is speaking out after burglars stole roughly $80,000 in merchandise and $20,000 in cash from his store last week.
That's a lot of cheap cigarettes for.
Yeah. Zaid reportedly claims that a little more than a half dozen thieves, and have you seen these videos where they just like mob rush a store?
Well, it's like in California, right? It's like they can't do shit, or they get told
under 1,000, under like 990 something.
Well, I've seen people like raiding liquor stores or
did you see
whatever high dollar designers.
There was a Walgreens or CVS in California. Everything on the shelf was priced $999. And then when they bring it up, they ring it in and punch in a code, and it brings it down to the normal price. So if anybody does steal it, they can be prosecuted.
I just seen videos. It's like it's like they're telling them like, don't even try to stop them.
Yeah. So people are just stepping back, watching it get ransacked.
Yeah,
it's unfucking real.
It is really stupid.
Zaid reportedly claims that a little more than a half dozen thieves smashed his store windows last Tuesday and had plenty of time, around 20 minutes, to ransack the store, as they know the police won't do anything. He was quoted as saying the politicians need to get a grip on this because it's worse than Afghanistan or Iraq. At least in Afghanistan, the Taliban will cut your hand off, and people are afraid to commit such a crime, Zaid reportedly added.
Oh, yeah. We should meet in the middle.
Sharia law.
Yeah, I don't want to agree to amputation, but...
San Francisco PD arrived on the scene around 2:44 a.m. after the burglary. After the robbery.
There you go.
The officers observed the windows to the business shattered and items from the business strewn about. Photos of the robbery apparently made their way to social media, where they have received hundreds of thousands of views. Many social media users expressed sympathies and or condolences. So Zaid continues by saying, we have drugs issue here, we have homeless issue, and on top of these idiots come in here and take whatever they want. The city has gone downhill, especially since the last 2 years since COVID. I've never seen it worse. People are afraid to come shopping here because they're either going to get robbed or someone will break into their car. He reportedly added that if the city doesn't address these issues, and if things don't change soon, he'll probably have to close his business. So he immigrated here in 2003. He worked hard.
That's a bold time to immigrate here from.
Yeah, from Afghanistan. And then he works hard and opens a business and starts his little American dream, whatever that is nowadays. And now he's just going to have to fucking close it up because there's no consequences for people ransacking your shit and taking your shit.
And I saw, I don't remember where, but it was a story about people breaking into cars in San Francisco. And they said they were just smashing the cars in and looting it so much that people in San Francisco, they were like, it was costing so much to replace, like our individual car windows. They were like, they would just roll their windows down because these people were just smashing and grabbing all the time. And they were like, I just got tired of replacing my windows. I would leave my windows down and just leave and just let them steal whatever they wanted because at least I wouldn't have to replace a window because they were going to get it one way or another. It's like San Francisco is supposed to be like this beautiful, vibrant, rich town, but then I've always heard there's just homeless people shitting everywhere.
Needles.
Yeah, needles, like grab and smash, like you just talked about, burglaries.
Glad one of us can say it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So, last little stat from here, because I can't fathom the number. Retailers lost a total of $94.5 billion to shoplifting in 2021. That total is up from 2020's $90.8 billion.
Oh my God.
To theft.
I mean, there's got to be a way to curb that, right?
And yeah, I get it. People hate Walmart and whatever and all these retailers, but wrong is wrong. Maybe Walmart, I get it, but mom and pop shit like that.
Well, Gavin Dawson always has a saying, if you're going to steal from the man, not from a man.
Amen. Yep.
I understand that. I agree.
Next story. New Mexico woman finds cocaine on Sonic hot dog.
That's such a Sonic thing.
Such a New Mexico thing for some reason. Florida, when I read the thing, I was like, oh, that's Florida. Espanola, New Mexico. Police in Espanola said on Thursday that a woman reported finding a bag of white powder and a hot dog she ordered at Sonic. In a court document, officers wrote that Celine Gonzalez got the hot dog on Tuesday at the Sonic on South Riverside, then discovered a bag after taking a bite. Police claimed testing it and confirmed it contained a gram of cocaine. Golly.
So she ate the hot dog on Tuesday and stayed up for 3 days and then reported it on Friday.
Went home to get the shit out of her husband.
Yeah, right.
In the report, officer said Gonzalez spit out the bag, but didn't say whether she ingested any of the drug. Quote, I think it's pretty scary. We come here to get food for our families, and if a child found it, it could have been pretty bad or deadly, one woman said.
Did you hear about that Sonic in Texas? What happened? So there was this like 20-year-old guy and like a 12-year-old in a car. Sonic's a drive-in, so everybody doesn't know. You just pull up, reach out of your car, order. This 20-year-old guy got out to take a piss, just taking a piss. This guy that was working there came out and was telling him, like, dude, you can't just pee here. This 12-year-old got out with an assault rifle and fucking killed the Sonic employee.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like not Bernie. Some little town in Texas, though. But, yeah, 20-year-old got out to take a piss. Told him not to do it, and a 12-year-old got out with a fucking assault rifle and blasted that dude.
Can't tell my daddy brother you can't piss somewhere.
My dad brother.
Take this.
But I was like, what the fuck? All he was saying was don't take a piss here. And this kid, a 12-year-old, comes out with an assault rifle, man, and just blasts him away.
You want to take guesses on whose cocaine it was?
Oh, it's the cook.
Police said a cook is responsible. They charged David Salazar with cocaine possession, which is a felony charge.
How did somebody must have ratted on David, because I would have been like, that wasn't mine. No. How are they going to prove it?
Nope. Officers said they watched surveillance video from inside the Sonic and claimed that after making Gonzalez's food, Salazar looked like he was frantically searching for something he lost.
He knew he fucked up. I
dropped my bag, bro.
Yeah, he knew he fucked up.
Fucking Sonic.
Dude, I like Sonic.
I like Sonic too.
I get down on Sonic. They have orange Fanta there. It's hard to find like orange soda.
We'll take a pause here because this is very polarizing. I found out, in my opinion, on this.
Yeah.
But there's a caveat to it.
Yeah.
Me and Landry have started going to the Burger King in Midlothian because it's like brand new. Dude, Burger King fucking slaps.
Burger King has always slapped. I don't get
People
the hate.
Fucking hate.
I never
Burger
understood
King,
it.
Dude. But my caveat is it's got to be newly built.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go to the one like in Lancaster that's been there off 35 for 25 years now.
No,
that's one I used to always go to, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go here anymore.
Dude, it fucking slaps. And Lauren hates it because she's like, it's that fake. It's like not fake. There's fucking. It's flame broiled.
You can see the smoke coming out.
Yeah, and you can see it in the kitchen if you just poke your head around.
All right, next time, let me ride. We'll take the Odyssey and the three boys. We'll go out there.
Dude, fucking.
We'll get a Whopper.
Chicken fries.
I've never got those. Dude, I heard they're delicious.
They're good, dude.
I've also heard those nacho fries from Taco Bell are extremely good, but that's coming from like drunk people.
Yeah, I've never had the nacho fries. I try to steer away from Taco Bell.
That's what I'm saying. It's my brother-in-law and sister-in-law like swear by it.
No,
and they'll be like, 2 a.m, they'll get in a DoorDash delivery. I'm like, y'all must be y'all are keeping them in business.
If I want fast food Mexican, I'll go to Taco Casa all day, all damn day. All right.
Just a couple of chunky boys talking food.
Hey, let's pause it. I think they close in 30 minutes. Let's go get some tacos, bro.
I'm down.
Next story. Kids could fill labor shortages even in bars if these lawmakers succeed.
This is a terrible headline.
Lawmakers in several states are embracing legislation to let children work in more hazardous occupations for more hours.
What a terrible
school
sentence.
nights in expanded roles, including serving alcohol in bars and restaurants as young as 14.
What?
I'll give you a guess on which side it is. The efforts to significantly roll back labor rules are largely led by Republican lawmakers to address worker shortages and, in some cases, run afoul of federal regulations.
I bet if you just paid people a little bit more money,
I'm about to say, hey,
pay them a living wage, I think they'll go back to work.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's just pay people more. Nah, what are the fucking kids doing?
Yeah.
Put the kids to fucking
unplug
work.
the Xbox, close that algebra book,
Dude,
and come make me a cocktail.
I get it. Like, Landry, unload the dishwasher, take out the trash. But I don't know if I want you slinging drinks down at Joe's.
Yeah. I've heard they do a lot of, like, meat processing, meat plants, too, because those are, like, which are terrible jobs for children. I mean, that's a shitty job regardless.
They get limbs lopped off.
Yeah.
We've heard swindled.
Oh yeah, that one episode about the chicken plant.
Yeah,
that was kind of recent.
Yeah.
You know, I'll make the joke to Claire because like some days, but Claire can do like easy stuff for her job, like filling glue cups or grout cups.
Yeah,
and she'll be like, "I'm gonna get Elizabeth to help me," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, exploit that child labor, like do it." But that's like a joke, and Ellie has fun, and then she'll get rewarded with like a honey bun, or something like that. Like this is like serving alcohol.
Yeah.
When like you're not even old enough to get a
driver's license,
not even a learner's permit.
So it says in Wisconsin, lawmakers are backing a proposal to allow 14-year-olds to serve alcohol in bars and restaurants.
Jeez.
If it is passed, Wisconsin would have the lowest such limit nationwide, according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. The Ohio legislature is on track to pass a bill allowing students ages 14 and 15 to work until 9 p.m. during the school year with their parents' permission. That seems a little reasonable.
Well, and there's certain jobs you can work. Like I started working right as soon as I turned 16 at the movie theater, but that was a great job.
Yeah,
like for a teenager.
We passed by that the other day, and Lauren was like, "I don't think you can pay me to go to that theater now."
Why not? It's like $2.
Safety, I think.
Come on, dog.
There was like a shooting there like a year ago.
That was like the third shooting already.
I'm about to say, I think it's fallen off quite a bit since you were
Oh
there.
yeah, it was bad when I went there, but now it's like next level. Like I don't think I'd want to go either. I had great times. That was the greatest job I ever had.
Yeah, this is a pretty long article, but yeah, basically they don't want to pay people, so they're just gonna underpay young kids. So that's that.
That's how they're gonna supplement, the
that
work
is
shortage
that
instead of paying people.
Yeah. All right, so this last one, pretty interesting. I think you'll like this one.
Mm-hmm.
If it'll load. All right. Headline reads, a white supremacist took MDMA for a study, and it snapped him out of his beliefs.
I saw that headline.
Quote, why am I doing this?
Hey, that just shows the power of drugs.
Dude. A leader in the U.S. white nationalist movement realized he wanted to change his extreme beliefs after he took the psychoactive drug MDMA as part of a scientific study. The man, who's referred to only by his first name, Brendan, was enrolled in an MDMA study in February 2020, which investigated whether the drug could increase the pleasantness of the human touch, which,
yes.
Duh.
Yeah.
According to an adaptation of the book I Feel Love, MDMA and the Quest for Connection in a Fractured World by Rachel Newer, after the experience, Brendan returned a form to the researchers and wrote, "This experience helped me sort out a debilitating personal issue. Google my name. I now know what I need to do." The researchers looked at Brendan and discovered he's a white supremacist who had lost his job after being revealed as the leader of a white nationalist group. Brendan attended the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in 2017. So he was just...
He's about it.
He was... Yeah, he had a hood for sure.
Well, he was a piece of shit. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's a reformed piece of shit.
Immediately, they were concerned as to what sorting an issue out might refer to. But when they tracked him down, Brendan revealed that he needed to do what he needed to do, simply love, as opposed to something more sinister.
Man, shout out to drugs for winning the war on drugs.
Yeah, dude, they're
still
fucking dog stomping that.
I want to know the exact
up.
number, how much we lost since like Nixon declared, drugs the number one public enemy. Like, what do you think we're at? How many billions of dollars were put into that?
Oh,
and now we got now we get headlines like this. But I was gonna say I've seen studies that showed not only like MDMA but like psilocybin have been tested with like veterans to help with PTSD and with cancer patients to help with their and like Parkinson's. I mean, there's so much they could do. And psilocybin's natural. Like that's the component in mushrooms that I've been an advocate for a couple years now, and it's like it comes from the earth, right?
They do stuff for anxiety and depression, and I'm
big time
fucking interested. Like I would do it.
We can do it right now.
Yeah, baby, it might be a little longer than what I told you. In the case of Brendan, he had recently been exposed as a white supremacist and lost his job when he was enrolled in the study. He was full of regret and about getting called out. 30 minutes after taking the MDMA pill, Brendan questioned, quote, "Why am I doing this? Why am I thinking this way?" and wondered why he had jeopardized the relationships in his life. During his time on the drug, he realized that his life was missing connection. The case suggested that MDMA has the potential to, quote, influence a person's values and priorities, the authors wrote. They hypothesized that if extremist views are fueled by fear, anger, and cognitive biases, they could potentially be treated with drugs. Since the study, Brendan is trying to make changes for the better. He hired a diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant to help him, enrolled in therapy, and began meditating. Quote, these are the moments when I have racist or anti-Semitic thoughts, definitely, he said, but now I can recognize that those kinds of thought patterns are harming me more than anyone else.
So I like to think that when he like gets going and sees like a news article that gets him worked up, he just takes a hit of MDMA and gets like some glow sticks out. He just like fucking he just like gets in a zone and a rhythm.
He just like, lights 2 balls and chains on fire and starts fucking just spinning fire.
Exactly. He starts spinning fire and he's like, man, what am I doing? Like hating on these people.
So, yep, that's news for
the power of drugs, man.
That's the news for the day. All right, what's next?
I guess I have the run sheet. Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore of punchable faces.
Okay. This one was hard for me. Turns out...
the audio's not up.
That's what she said.
Been a long time.
Turns out maybe while, I was thinking about punchable faces, I might have been on MDMA because I'm like, who do I want to punch in the face?
Oh,
and then
I have a list, brother.
Full of hate, man. All right.
No, more like animosity, not hate.
I'm gonna go first. My first one, Farmer Bro, Martin Shkreli.
That's a good one. That's
Especially
a really good one.
like not only the thing he did, but like the smug fucking looks he would have in the congressional hearing.
I think that was the perfect word to describe him because when I think of him, I think smug.
Yeah. All right. Who's yours?
Mine was Warren Jeffs. That Mormon polygamist that was like basically raping little children.
Kids, yep.
And if you just see a picture of him, I feel like that's my number one seed. Like he has the most punchable face. That's when I came up with this list, or when I came up with the topic.
That's what made you
I
think
was
of
like,
it.
yeah, Warren Jeffs immediately.
Fucking hit that
pinned
guy.
him in. I would give a paycheck. I would give up I would give a whole paycheck to punch that guy one time in the face.
Can we like, I don't know, do you have like any of the big hitters like Hitler or those just givens?
Well, he's dead. I don't want to dig up a corpse.
Well, we don't have to stick the letter of the law.
So you're going like back in time? No, I guess I kept to like, who could I punch right now?
Yeah,
you line them up.
Mine are all living, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay. My second one?
Yeah.
Joe Buck. Fuck that guy. Yeah. He's smug too.
He's got a great head of hair though. You gonna ruffle
smug.
up that hair?
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna rip it out.
You're just saying that because you're such a Troy Aikman fan, and you just want to replace him.
I love Troy Aikman.
You want to knock out Joe Buck and just sit next to Troy.
No, he's just a Dallas hater. He fucking every time I see a highlight from any of the Rangers World Series, he's on it. Like I gotta hear that fucking
yeah, I
voice.
get that. He does do the World Series game, so like it brings up bad memories.
Yeah.
Oh, also, this is random, but since you brought it up, I saw that David Freese, the one that hit that.
Yeah.
He just declined an invitation to the Cardinals Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame, whatever they call it.
Still don't like him.
Yeah, I was actually kind of cool of him because he was like, I don't think I'm worthy.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I respect it. I don't like him, though.
Fuck you, David Freese. I'm punching you, too.
Nobody knew who you were.
God, that was a triple, too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I still remember that.
Yep.
All right, let's not.
Nelly Cruz is on my list.
Oh, yeah. Nelly Cruz is on that list before David Freese. David Freese was doing his job.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Nelly Cruz is trying to celebrate too early.
All right, who's your second one?
I'll go with country singer Luke Bryant.
Oh, that's a good one.
Every time I see him, he just looks like he just has a resting dumb face.
Yeah.
And again, just want to punch him in the face.
That's a good one.
He just looks like a big dumb idiot.
That's a good one. All right, my third one may surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Moore, comedian.
You're just picking a lot of smug guys. I think you just don't like them.
Smugness is not a good quality.
No, you're right. And he always plays that in movies too. Like he's always like that smart ass.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire. Go. Pretty sure he was in Go. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, who's your third one?
Jared from Subway. Not only does he look like a...
This is who has a punchable face, not a stabbable face.
Yeah, well, this is like, who would you kill if you had an opportunity?
I read some on him the other day. He's not had a good go in prison, as he should.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, as he should.
There was a show about him. It's on HBO now because, HBO merged with Discovery, and it's called, like, something about a monster. Like,
yeah.
It was... I mean, you hate to say it was good, but...
What's crazy is, like, I was Subway... I've been eating a little cleaner here lately, so I've been paying attention to, calories and what's in what. The fact that they fooled people into thinking that sandwiches were like super healthy when they're just like loaded with carbs and
all that
cheese
bread alone,
mayonnaise and everything else. Like,
especially tuna. There's so much mayonnaise in tuna and bread, all the bread it's on.
I thought maybe I'd have to stop eating Jersey Mike's, but I did find something that's the chicken cheesesteak for a regular sized chicken cheesesteak. It's like 600 calories, which isn't bad. Like
you just can't get the chips and drink.
Yeah, I didn't get chips or drink. I just got the cheesesteak.
And I went there recently, and I kept thinking, I can get a regular sandwich, chips, and a drink, or I could spend like a few dollars more, and I can get a giant sandwich and save half of it for tomorrow, and not get chips and a drink. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm just gonna start getting a large and saving half, and like taking it to work the next day. God, I love sandwiches.
I love Jersey Mike's.
I just love sandwiches. I'll go anywhere for a good sandwich. But yeah, Jersey Mike's is my go-to.
It's the GOAT.
It's the GOAT.
My last one, and I'm not talking about him as a person because I feel bad about what happened to him, like kind of his downfall, but Dane Cook.
I never really.
To me, it's a punch.
Didn't he get fucked over by like his
brother? He stole like fucking like $10 or $15 million from him.
Dane Cook for a while was like the biggest comedian, like him and Dave Chappelle, and he was like rivaling. He was a he was trying to be a movie star.
Like,
well, he never was in like movies.
No, Dane Cook was though.
Dane Cook crossed over. He crossed over into like borderline leading man.
Yeah, well, he was in. I used to watch it all the time.
Employee of the Month.
Yeah, with Jessica Simpson.
And then he made that like Good Luck Chuck with Jessica Biel. Like he was literally a leading man for like they really tried to make that a thing.
And then he had to fall off. He had a like fall from grace.
I don't know
his
what happened.
Brother fucked him over. He stole like $10 or $15 million.
That sucks because he was like, just think of it like a shooting star.
Yep.
You made all this money and you're like, all right, well at least I made X amount of money and I'm good. And then your brother of all people.
Yeah, I like him. I think he like. A couple of his stand-up specials were so funny, but
I can still remember a few. Man, I guess I never really thought about his face.
All right, who's your last one?
Well, I got like 4 that I could go with. Fuck it, I don't like this guy. I'm gonna go Elon Musk. I really fucking hate Elon Musk.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
You punch him in the face.
I would punch him in the face. And then I got, even when we reel off my honorable mentions, because I got a lot more. Andrew Tate. He's a piece of shit. No chin. He's a disgrace to Andrews. His real name's like Emerson. He's not an Andrew.
He's not an... Oh.
It's his middle name. Ted Cruz and George Santos. My 2 Republicans. He's the congressman from New York that got indicted on all these like fraud charges, or a congressman.
I don't know him.
Oh, he's not going to... He was the first year, and he's already like under all these investigations.
Don't know him.
And then just to keep it equal on the left and females, I got Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
I got to throw a couple bitches in there and knock them out.
Yeah.
Feinstein just needs to fucking retire. She's like 90 years old. Well, yeah, that too, because she's not going to recuse herself or leave that position until she dies. And it's like, you're doing no one any favors.
Are there any women I want to punch?
What a great line. What a great quote to take out of context.
Write that down for a show title. I don't know, man. My wife, maybe?
No.
Dude, sometimes. Like, if this was 1952.
Okay, I was going to say,
you'd fucking get it. All right. So what do we got next? That was Mount Rushmore of punchable faces.
I'm trying to shorthand right.
It's all right. We'll edit that.
You want to pick your poison?
Yeah. Give me a poison to pick.
All right. This is the one I came up with, and I thought it was good, but the number scheme has to be different. So, all right, so check it out.
Yeah.
It's like Red Dawn style invasion, okay?
Yeah.
What would you rather have invade America? 10 million Chinese or 30 million aliens? Or, I'm sorry, 30 million zombies.
Zombies.
You'd go zombies, but just think they can multiply. And they're slow, of course.
What type of zombies are we talking?
Like Walking Dead style.
Okay,
yeah, they gotta be. Come on.
Zombies.
30 million,
zombies.
Okay. See, at first the number was 40 million Chinese, but then Claire was like, that's a lot. I was like, well, it's like 10 to 1 ratio of Americans, but that's like armed military, like dudes ready to go. And we're talking about like Elizabeth and Owen would count as our numbers.
Zombies.
30 million zombies?
Yeah.
Man,
and
that was really quick.
Before I forget, and I was thinking about this when I was getting ready to come over here. How do you put on socks and shoes? Like, are you sock, shoe, shoe? Or are you sock, shoe?
I think I'm going to lose some friends here, but I feel like most of the time I go sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
Oh, whoa.
I know. Because I'm just sitting there, right? I put one sock on, my shoe's right there. I'm like, might as well complete the job before I move on to the next one. Shoe.
I see the logic, but I got to go sock, shoe, shoe.
I know that's a hot take, and I remember I heard somebody, they're like, this fucking psycho goes sock, shoe, and I'm like, that's exactly what I do. Like, I feel like I do my left shoe first, or my left sock, and then I put my left shoe on, and then I move on to the right side.
See, I'm right sock, right shoe, left shoe.
I guess we're not friends anymore. We're like completely not compatible.
Oh, and then obviously, if people don't know, Andrew's left-handed, and like for work and those classes and stuff, I was taking a lot of notes, and I'm like, dude, I'm so glad I'm not left-handed because I was writing in a spiral, and you've got the spiral.
Yeah, that's how it was growing up,
dude. That's a lifetime of like just shit. And I'm like, okay, so what? Do they just leave that first page blank and then roll it over?
Rip it out. That's the only way you can do it, because if not, that thing's grinding on you. And
no, you just turn the page and then flip the notebook where the spiral is. Do they do that, or they just tough it out with the spiral on their arm?
I would get and have spiral marks on my hand. But then even growing up, like the desk would have the little thing right here for you to rest your elbow, and I'm over here dangling off the end of the table trying to write. Yeah, it's a right hand world, man.
Damn,
that sucks.
That's crazy. I was thinking about that. Did you have? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was thinking about that when I was getting ready to come over here. I was like, I wonder what Andrew does, or I wonder what other people do.
Just try to live my life one day at a time.
Right sock, right shoe, left shoe. I don't know why.
I've heard that topic come up because I think I heard it like a year ago. It's like a burn on Jason Garrett where they're like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely a sock shoe guy." And I'm like, "Shit, is that weird?" I was like, "I think that's what I do too."
Well, I don't know. I didn't mean to expose you, but
all right. Well, this isn't really a pick your poison. It's just kind of like it's almost like pick your treat. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a hot day, right? You just got done mowing.
Yep.
What are you going for? Ice cream, snow cone, or a beer?
Out of those three?
Like to cool off after a hot day.
Beer.
See, I'm snow cone. I love snow cones.
Like, I'm just out of I'm just coming out.
Like, you could walk into your house and Lauren hands you one of these things.
Oh, beer.
Like, you don't have to go anywhere. You just get it. I get something called, it's the White Rose or the Darkwing Duck from that Snow Biz.
Yeah.
It's like coconut base. It's like, it's like white or coconut with cream. And then the other one, the Darkwing Duck, is like coconut with grape. And I add cream. Oh, I'm such a fucking bitch for snow cones. I could get like 3 or 4 snow cones.
I like snow cones. Lauren doesn't like them, but I like them.
What?
No, she's weird.
That is weird.
I'm telling you, she's weird.
I thought you married a good one too.
No, she lied to me. When we first got together, she's like, "I like dogs and football." I was like, "Deal."
Turns out I'm a soccer.
Doesn't like either of them.
I'm a snow cones, or what was the first thing you said? What? Something beer and football.
Dogs and football.
She doesn't like dogs? Or are you just making a joke?
No, I mean, she doesn't care. Like, she didn't, like, if we didn't have one, it wouldn't bother her. Like me, I want to have a dog.
Damn. All right, last one.
Bitches be crazy.
So,
be tripping.
Team USA wins a World Cup, but the Cowboys never win another Super Bowl, or Cowboys win a Super Bowl and US never wins a World Cup?
Oh, man. Well, okay, so... Damn. So, I don't know if the USA. I mean, I don't know. You're talking to me off the back of a really good performance that we'll talk about here. I want to say my first reaction was like, U.S. gets a World Cup because the Cowboys have 5. I mean, what are the chances they're going to win another one? I mean, it doesn't look like anytime soon. But I just don't see the U.S. ever doing it in my lifetime.
But we got a magic spell and we can make it happen.
We can make it happen. I think I would take the U.S.
because that would be like more of a national pride. Like everyone could have enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I think that's honestly what I was going to pick too, because like you said, it's like a national thing. Whereas selfishly, I would want the Cowboys to win. But if we were to win a World Cup, that would like not like change history, but in the sport, it would. It would be the biggest moment in American soccer's history, hands down.
I mean, and like the big bully who was never supposed to be good at soccer is like they've arrived.
Who's that?
The U.S.
We're
like,
the bullies?
People think of us like in a...
Are we the baddies?
No, like not in a soccer context, but like
on the world stage.
Like people think we're the bullies.
Well, we're the world police.
So we're not... Like, I think people around the world, and especially Europe, like, at least we have soccer. Like, they'll never be good at soccer. And, like, if that would be cool to see.
They would hate us.
That finally we...
And again, talking about my buddy that I mentioned, I don't know if it was off air because we talked for like 30 minutes, but he was talking soccer with me and just saying how with what we're doing now in CONCACAF,
yeah,
how we're still limited to like our region and we don't get to play like these top dogs in Europe. So we don't get to like that experience and to play on our level. and it kind of keeps us down. So when the World Cup starts, we're used to playing, I mean, decent teams, right? Like Canada and Mexico and whatever.
Yeah, but it's
South America. But like then we go up against like France or Germany or like one of these, Brazil, and it's like, man, they're just on another level, and it's a way to keep us down.
So the competition that is going on right now that we watched on Thursday is called the Nations League, and that was introduced probably back in 2020, and that really limited the number of what they call FIFA windows or FIFA dates that are opened for international play, so you don't get the opportunity to schedule as many friendlies, exhibitions, if you will, as you used to. Now, they still happen. Like Mexico played South Korea and another in one European team, like in leading up to this USA game. But yeah, our region isn't the best, but he's kind of right. I mean, not that we were taking on those teams,
but it'd be nice to have like a friendly with them, just to like size them up,
see where you're at.
Yeah. And that's what he was saying. He's like, we just don't get that opportunity. So when we do match up against them, it's like, holy shit, these guys are just different.
Well, and we're kind of jumping the gun here. I think. Shut the fuck up. I think a big thing is the level and the type of player that we're producing now. If you looked out on that field on Thursday, I mean, we had players that played for Chelsea, Arsenal, Barcelona. I mean, just all over Europe.
And you're right,
they were
like,
playing in top clubs all over Europe. Where my generation, like my golden generation, which was like Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, they played. I mean, some of them like Dempsey. He played for Fulham and he played in England for a few years. But the level of player we're putting out now, and this is decades in the making. This was MLS playing its part, then them starting academies. So you've got these kids playing in academies, highly competitive situations from the time they're 10, 12 years old, coming up in the system. Ricardo Pepi, he was a FC Dallas product. He got sold to Europe. Weston McKennie, another FC Dallas product. He plays, in the Premier League. He was playing for Juventus, which is probably the biggest Italian club or one of the biggest. So I think the type of player and the quality of player we're producing, well, we're not relying on college kids like we were in 1990 and 1994 who, grew up playing club ball or rec ball and then club and then high school and then college.
So we're on a good trajectory.
Yes. Though. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And, us being Americans and having our footprint in the world like we do, we get all these dual nationals. Like, I don't know if you heard them talking about Balogun, the number 20 for us up top on Thursday, but he was a top 10 scorer in all of Europe. And he just committed to us to play. He could have chose us or England. And he played for like some of the England youth teams, but we just convinced him to play for us, and that's a huge deal.
Is he like mom's American?
He was born in Brooklyn, so his parents are I think he's French and maybe Senegalese or something from Senegal, but he was born in Brooklyn, raised in England, and he plays his soccer in France.
Do we pay those guys? Did we just offer them more money, or
no? There's not a monetary thing, but it's more of, hey, you can come play for us and play meaningful minutes.
Yeah. And that's another thing my buddy was saying. He was like, it's like Pepe. He was like, Pepe could have played for Mexico, but he's like, they just wouldn't have played him. No. He was like, he wouldn't have got the opportunity. He was like, that's what Mexico needs is a striker like Pepe, but they just wouldn't take him. And he mentioned a couple other guys, and they were like, they'll just play for this other country because they'll get more minutes and more time.
They get the opportunity.
Yeah.
And we have all these they're called dual nats or dual nationals, where they have American citizenship somewhere along the line, whether them being born there and raised somewhere else, or they have a grandfather or grandmother or something, and they get their citizen. They're eligible to represent the U.S. So it's a bright future for sure.
Real question: since Messi's coming over, is he gonna be like a dual citizen?
No, because Thursday,
he can take the test though.
Thursday for Balogun, since he debuted in a competitive match, they are what is called cap tied. So if you play in a competitive match for a nation, you are tied to that nation.
Bro, soccer's fucking confusing.
Yeah,
it's just, I guess because it's like the biggest sport in the world, but there's so many.
You're playing it on two fronts. So you have your international career, and you have international soccer, and then you have club soccer.
Yeah.
So, you know,
which is great because it keeps the sport going all year. Yeah, like all these tournaments and stuff.
It makes it unique to any other sport. I mean, you do have it with basketball and baseball,
but not to this level.
Not to this level
at all.
You know, not to this level. So, and it's something I'm trying to. Landry's having a hard time with because he loves Messi, and he's like, "Well, Messi plays for Argentina." I was like, "Yeah, but he also plays for PSG." Or I love this guy. He plays for so and so. I'm like, "Yeah, but he also plays for the French national team." So
this is the team that he gets paid for, though. Like that's his job.
The club pays him, and then you represent your country as an honor. Yeah, like it's an honor thing, and they do get paid. You know, they do get paid, but
it's
nowhere near. Golly, man. So I saw people are selling single game Inter Miami tickets for $20,000. They're as high as $20,000. Yeah, it's messy, man.
I can watch them on the goddamn television, though.
Yeah, but you can't say I was in the stadium.
Yeah,
when
but
Messi
you know what I
did
can
this.
say? Check out this 2017 Honda Accord I got for $20,000.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a 7-year-old car.
I mean, I'm not saying I would pay it because.
But you know, guys, I mean, he went to a big market. We're talking about like guys that can afford that.
Yeah,
it's not like a couple of dads like us.
Yeah. But yeah, like I saw Beckham play when he was with Galaxy, and then I saw
that's cool.
I saw Ibrahimovic, Zlatan.
Oh,
when he was with
that's
the
that
Galaxy.
big dude, right?
Yeah, with the ponytail.
Yeah,
that'll destroy you. Yeah, so it is. Cool.
I wish I was into soccer because I was like, I'm pretty sure I would have been a big fan of that guy if I would have saw him like in his prime.
Yeah,
he seems like a badass.
He would fuck anybody up, except for. There's a story. There was an American that was playing at AC Milan same time as his. His name was Gucci Onyewu. Yeah.
Sounds like you just made that up.
Nope, didn't. But he was a center back for us. He's big, tall, just jack dude. And apparently at Inter Milan or AC Milan when they were there at the same time, they fought and Gucci beat the shit out of him.
Out of
Zlatan.
No way.
Yeah, put him down.
The untouchable prince went down?
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't even know how we got here, but we were talking about the U.S.
World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup. Yeah, I think I'd give the U.S. a World Cup because that's something I don't think I'll ever see. I say the Cowboys won't ever win, and that's just me being bitter over the last 25 years. I think we'll get back eventually.
Yeah, Cowboys hopefully have a better chance than World Cup than the
much
Team
better.
USA. So
much better.
That's what I was thinking too. And I'm not as big of a soccer fan as you, but I was like, I think that'd be dope to see the U.S. win.
Like Sunday's going to be dope, or tomorrow's going to be dope. You know,
I'm watching.
It's Nations League.
Bullshit, I told Claire I was watching the last game, and I don't think I told her I won, but I'm gonna be like, hey, guess what? It's Father's Day, and we made it to the final, so I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it's on at 7:30, and she usually tries to get the kids down by like 8:30 or 9. So by halftime,
I'm about to say it's a good time at night.
By halftime, they'll probably because I was like, man, I hope it's not like at 2 because that's when I have to go to my sister's.
Yeah.
So by halftime they'll be asleep.
Yeah.
So I'll just pull my lazy boy straight up to the television.
Yeah, we're gonna take Landry. There's a brewery in Fort Worth that's having a huge watching party, and I called just to make sure because I didn't want to be the fucking dude that shows up with a kid at a brewery. But most breweries are like family friendly anyway. But I didn't know that time of night, you know. But they were like, oh yeah, no, bring your kid.
Bring your kid. He'll serve drinks.
Right? He's like, no,
he's the new bar back.
He's like, no, it's a family friendly event. Kids will be here. We've got plenty of options, like for him to drink and eat, and so we're gonna do that tomorrow night. So it'll be cool because he's super into soccer. So I'm loving every minute of it.
Loving every minute of it.
So, but yeah, so we're doing that tomorrow for Father's Day.
That sounds like a good Father's Day.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I gotta go.
So.
I gotta go somewhere. I'm not dying to go and do something that I mean, it's just hanging out, but still, it's like I like to do what I'd want to do.
Right.
Apparently, that's not an option. So I don't want to get into it. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. What else we got?
I got a hill to die on.
All right. What's your hill to die on?
I got 3 of them.
Okay.
I mentioned one to you and Alex. I'll start with that, and that is Walmart better than Target. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and I'm nostalgic for that same Walmart that I grew up in, or it's the fact that I can go and get a new set of tires and then go and buy a rotisserie chicken for my family.
And a pack of underwear.
And, and like everything and like a case of beer and then just like all at once and go home. I got a couple cool shirts from there that I'm not, ashamed to admit. They're like $7. And when you have kids, it's like, look, like Old Navy's great and everything. We get a lot of Old Navy, but it's like they have shirts for like $3.
Mm-hmm.
Shirts and shorts for like $3 in summertime and shoes for like $12. I'm like, yeah, we're just going to get everything here.
That Grateful Dead shirt I got, and like the kind of the Lakers motif.
Yeah, I wore that today.
I got that from Walmart.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought you had to like order that. I actually
No.
wore that today. Because I was going to wear it. I was like, I'm going to wear that today. And when he comes over, I'm going to be wearing it. But I was so fucking sweaty. I was like, I immediately took a shower. And
This is the time of year where you sweat through shirts midday, so you have to wear a second, or you have to change.
Yeah.
Like, this is my
I
second
get home and yeah. I was going to mention today when I got home, because he's like, I came home and I took a shower and I was like hot. So I laid down and then I see Owen stomping in. He immediately holds a grilled cheese and he throws it at me. And then I have a towel wrapped around my waist, and he yanks the towel off, and then he gets on top of me and starts doing like a wrestle sumo move of like jumping on me. And I was like, God damn it, dude! Like I came in here to relax because I'm so hot and tired, and I just got off work. And
is he getting to the point where he's just like wrestling now?
He's a maniac.
Yeah, dude.
He's gonna be so much more of a handful than Elizabeth was. Like everything you get, he's just like he picks it up and he immediately like just starts chunking it. Yeah, or just like breaking shit. I see him like with a cat the other day. He picked up the cat straight by the neck and was holding it up. And I'm like, bro,
sacrifice.
You are killing that kitty right now. It's a kitten. Yeah, he's just a maniac.
Will be, because me and my younger sister, we both have boys. And when we were with our older sister who had 2 girls, they get to like going after it. And me and Taylor are just, we're not half paying attention because we're just used to boys. And our other sister's like, are y'all not going to stop that? I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, well, you couldn't have handled boys. If you think this is bad, you couldn't have handled boys. You better be glad you had girls, because boys are something else, dude.
Yeah, he is. You can already tell he's
Something
handful. I mean, he's very sweet.
Oh yeah, they can be.
And he's got an infatuation with whipped cream now in the can.
That's fair.
So anytime you want to chill out, I'll just pick him up and carry him there, and I'll open it up, and he just like
that just like snaps.
Yeah, he's happy. He's not crying, and I'll just. Right in his mouth. We'll do like 3 of them, and then I'll say, "Give me a kiss." He'll give me a kiss, and I'll put him down. He'll run away happy.
I told you about the time that Landry fucking took a dump in the urinal at fucking Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
I didn't believe him. He came back because like he's at the age, and we were sitting close enough to where
that long ago, was it?
No, it was like 8 months ago.
Wasn't it? Well, wasn't it? It was 8 months ago.
Something like that. It was
because, in his defense, like, wasn't every stall occupied?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like he just walked in and dropped a deuce.
No, when he came back to the table, he's like, "Dad, I had to go poop in the where you pee." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, the thing where you just pee." I was like, "Shut up." He's like, "No." And I walked in, but there's a fucking turd in the urinal.
And you don't get that out. That's like,
nope,
I'm like,
you're staying there.
Hey,
buddy.
that's an extra 20% tip.
Yeah, I'll just leave extra tip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave extra tip. I'm not getting that out.
Nope, that one's staying right where it's at.
That's a great story. To
Boys
tell. They're different.
There's something else, dude.
Yeah, I know. And he's just gonna be like everyone that sees him, like, oh, he's such a boy. He's just the epitome because he's just a madman.
When did you cut your hair?
Like 6-7 months ago.
So we had it last. You had your haircut last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still got that bag somewhere, bro.
Oh yeah,
you
had it.
I got a big old bag of hair somewhere because I never donated it.
I'm about to say you're gonna donate it, right?
It was like 14 inches.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Okay. That's like okay. I set myself up there.
Let's say if you don't, if you don't walk through the door in that one, I mean,
I'm walking through the door. I'm slapping the door frame with that 14-incher. Yeah, I feel like I think I'm gonna make keychains out of it and give it away. I got like 4 locks I can give away.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
Okay,
but back to your hill to die on.
I got 2 more.
Look, man, I tend to agree with you because as a big boy, Target, for all their inclusivity that they're trying to do now, they don't have clothes for fat boys.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
they don't have clothes for fat boys. Walmart.
I get those Goodfellow shirts, which is like just like a plain tee. This is what I like. Which Dickies
so
is
plain.
nice. That looks like they got those at Walmart.
Yeah, they got it at Walmart.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, they have clothes for big boys. But I will say, I grew up in a double-wide trailer. I grew up very white trashy, some people would say. I don't like the people at Walmart.
Well, that's what I told Claire about. I was like, that's just people watching, though. Oh, and last time I was there, we were looking at pool supplies, and there's a guy with like fucking strapped with a 9mm, and I'm like, you don't get that at Target. Look at this guy; he's fucking strapped right now.
This dude,
it was crazy. We're looking at pool floaties, and he walks up, and he's got which I would imagine to be a fully loaded like 9mm on his hip.
He's got one in the chamber, bro.
He's got one in the chamber.
He's ready to fucking go.
He's waiting for somebody to slip up.
But I had Landry with me, and I was picking up medication or something, and there was a dude. He looked like fucking Iggy Pop. He had a fucking crop top on, Short,
let's
dude,
go.
I swear to God, short shorts with fucking like biker, like spandex, like slider shorts down to his knees, but had Daisy Dukes on. He had like fucking
You sure this wasn't Iggy Pop? Because that's exactly who you're describing right
Ugg
now.
boots, like the mid calf length, like Ugg boots, and a fucking long hair, like, and then he had like a pink sequined fucking hairband. And Landry's like, "Is that a girl?" I'm like, first, we can't say that. Second,
I don't know.
I don't
know, buddy.
Just come here. Stay by me. But yeah, it's just like,
and you don't get that kind of entertainment at Target.
You don't get soccer moms.
Which, not bad. I mean,
you never feel unsafe in Target.
That's true. Shit can pop off at a Walmart.
Yeah.
But I also just said, like, it's the same one I've been going to since, like, the 90s. Like, I remember buying Nintendo 64 games from there.
So y'all went to the Waxahachie one?
Yeah, because growing up in Red Oak, there was nothing.
See, no.
We'd have to come in town.
We'd go to the Lancaster one.
Well, that came later, though.
Because I passed by it the other day. I was like, dude, it's been like fucking 20 years.
See, in Lancaster, we'd go to Kmart. That was on the other side of the highway. That's the one we went to because Walmart wasn't there for a long time. It was the Kmart. And then the Kmart shut down and Walmart came.
Fucking Kmart, bro.
Yeah.
There's like 70 of them left in the country.
No shit. I thought they were all gone.
No, there's a handful left.
Dude, I would road trip and eat nothing but Burger King until we reached the Kmart. Like, what a trip. Just on the gang going out.
Dude, that's when... that's where I used to get my cards growing up, my football cards.
Everything was on layaway, too. Dude, my mom would let me go pick stuff out for layaway.
Dude, and back then I didn't have money, and you could find all the cards you want all the time. Now that I have money, not money, but I could spend, for cards, can't find cards anywhere. There
was a card shop in Lancaster off of
Pleasant Run.
Off Pleasant Run that we'd always go to on like a little strip. That's where I could show you cards I have now that I know. I was like a Mark McGuire, a Greg Maddux, and an A-Rod card that I like. Those are my babies.
I still have cards that I know I got at that shop.
Oh, and a Brett Favre. Yeah, like that just shows the era.
No.
But I know for a fact. Yep. And it wasn't like I bought a pack. No, it wasn't they had that glass case.
Yeah, and you got them in the sleeve. In the
in the little sleeve.
Yeah.
And they would just line them up, and I'd be like, that one and that one. And I'd get two, they'd be like $10 each.
Yep.
And shit.
I still remember to this day, I have them. Because I redid I like sorted through everything and re-sleeve some stuff and put stuff in sleeves I didn't mean to, and I pulled my old stuff out. I've got like an Eddie George. I've got like 4 Ricky Williams rookies from like 99, whenever that was, 98, 99.
Yeah, I think it was 99.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I just put my eyes on those the other day.
Yeah, that I know for a fact that's where I got them from.
Yep.
All right, 2 more. I'm going to save this weird one for last. So the next one is that Nikola Jokic is the best basketball player in the world right now. Hands down.
It's hard to...
No argument. He had like a 50-point triple-double.
It's hard to argue that.
He was the first player. So in this playoffs just ended...
I wonder how Kendrick Perkins feels about that.
Kendrick Perkins is a fucking turd. Like, he's the epitome of a human turd.
Oh, I found another one. Like, punchable face.
Yeah. I agree with that. You want that little cannon toy?
It's just nervous energy, dude.
I've had that since I was a kid. But, but he was the first guy to average in the playoffs, or not average, but to lead all players in points, rebounds, and assists. For every player in the NBA, or every player in the playoffs, he had more than anybody.
And it's hard not to root for him. Like,
all he wants to do is go to Serbia and ride his horses. That's all he says.
And like after like the post game, they were like, he's like, when's the parade?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, fuck, I just want to go home.
Yeah, they're like, it's Thursday, and he's like, when do I get to leave? Friday. He goes, I got to stay.
And then they interviewed him like when he got off, or like I guess after the parade, he's like, I just want to stay in this fucking parade.
Yeah,
he was tanked.
They had a great time.
I forget who they were or who they were interviewing. I don't know. He's maybe a role player. I don't know. But they were like, the reporter was like, hey, has it hit you yet? That you're an NBA champ? He's like, man, the only thing hitting me are these Modelo's. He was fucking tanked.
What a great response.
Yeah, it was so good.
And it's Colorado, too, so they can just smoke in public. And the NBA really doesn't test. Actually, I don't think they test at all, actually.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
They wouldn't have a league.
Well, and I told Claire about this. I was like, I understand you want to test for steroids and performance enhancing, but you get no advantage from smoking weed. Like, there's no...
I think you get recovery advantages.
Okay, but you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be a better dribbler or shooter.
No,
or you're not in baseball, you get stronger.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they don't test for that. I was like, I think the NFL's the only one that's real strict. Like, even baseball or hockey is kind of like, look the other way on.
NFL should chill out on that, too.
Which, I completely agree. It's like, hey, you tested positive for HGH or HGH, or, something else like that gave you advantage. Okay, last one. This is going to completely come out of left field, but I believe it. And that is that Dwight Eisenhower has met and made deals with aliens. Like the 35th president?
Yeah. Give me the basis.
Well, so the story goes that, after Truman authorized the drop of the atomic weapons, that aliens first visited him on Earth to say, like, hey, this is atomic weapons are going to destroy your planet. You need to give them up. And he didn't quite make a deal with them. So then they came back with Eisenhower when he was in office, and they knew he was, like, I guess, a general, and tried to talk to him about it. And I've just read stories and heard stories about him, like, not only meeting with them, but actually getting on a spaceship and coming to the deal of, like, that they could take so many citizens with them for the aliens to do experiments in exchange for, like, weaponry and technology. And that's how we progressed so quickly in the Cold War.
All right, man. I might be digging
It's just
this.
a theory, but it's a theory that I believe. I think Dwight Eisenhower not only talked to, but, like, sat down with aliens and, like, came to a deal. Because the deal was that you give up atomic weapons because of the aliens knew, like, what it could do. It could destroy this planet and it could affect the whole universe. And they would give him their advanced weaponry, but he wouldn't do it because it was the middle of the Cold War, and he didn't want to, give up nuclear weapons when the Russians were progressing so quickly. So they made a separate deal where, like, he would get some technology, and they were able to take aliens could kidnap a certain number, not kidnap, but you know what I mean, beam them up, certain number of and test, and probe them and test them. And his only caveat was that you have to bring them back safely. You could test them, but they have to come back in one piece. And I've just heard, like, multiple stories, and of course these are on podcasts and just shit on the internet.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
It's very,
dude, I fucking think Eisenhower met with aliens.
Very Necronomicon.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. And like I said, it's completely out of left field. But I've been listening to books about, like, presidents lately too, and I might have to. My next hill to die on might be that Eisenhower's my favorite president.
Look into the theory that he was in on JFK's assassination before you commit to that.
You think Eisenhower had something to do with it?
Yeah, I think he knew.
I think if anybody did, it would have been Johnson, his vice president.
Sorry. Yep. LBJ.
Yeah, it was LBJ.
Eisenhower. Yep. Sorry.
I was like, Eisenhower was fucking chill. He was he was out of there.
Continue with your love for.
It was LBJ.
I
love Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
But anyways, that's it. I know that's a weird.
Hold on about
weird
the
way
aliens.
to go.
Have you been hearing about all this shit, like people disappearing in Vegas and, like, seeing aliens and shit? And then I read a headline where somebody testified that the U.S. government has recovered and has in its possession a vehicle that is not human, that is alien.
It's what kind of vehicle? Like a craft?
Yeah, like a craft. The headline said vehicle, but I took that to mean like some kind of craft.
Yeah, I don't picture them, like, driving down a road. Somebody at work today, we were talking about that they saw a video, and I'm the only one who doesn't have TikTok, but it was like in Arizona, like this cop rolled up on these people, and that as he was talking to them, like, you could, because they had body cam, right? And you could see this spacecraft, like, go over him, and it, like, landed in a neighborhood, and then they call out, like, SWAT, and SWAT shows up, and they're going in the back of this neighborhood, and they open the door, like, the gate, and they immediately see, like, that's a spacecraft, and they just back out, and they're gone. But they're like, yeah, it looked real because it was on this guy's body cam.
All right, so headline reads, U.S. urged to reveal UFO evidence after claim that it has intact alien vehicles. A whistleblower, former intelligence official, says government possesses intact and partially intact craft of non-human origin.
Well, that could have gone all the way back to Roswell, and that's how they got, another reason why they got so progressed in technology is because they were able to reverse engineer it.
Yeah, like...
That's all you got to do is reverse engineer it, and you crack the code, and you figured out how it works.
Well, you hear about Bob Lazar, like he's on...
Yeah, that's
Rogan
the
all
guy
the
we were
time.
talking about on the
Yeah.
today, and my buddy was like saying how he's a big Bob Lazar fan, and I was like, I know that guy. I know I've heard that name, and he's like a big advocate, and he's like...
Yep.
And he was pretty high up. Like, he's not like some kook. Like, he's a smart, educated.
Yeah, he's not.
He said he worked at, like, Area 51.
He's not tinfoil hat. At
Yeah.
all.
Like, he's like a smart guy. No, man, aliens are fucking real.
I think so. Landry asked me that the other day, and I was like, don't want to fucking...
Sit down, son.
Do I want to crack this open now, or do we want to wait?
I think you got to wait.
I don't want to freak him
his
out.
little mind, it would scare the shit out of him.
Yeah, so, yeah, we're going to wait on that one.
So, yeah, aliens are real, and Dwight Eisenhower met with them.
Dude, I'm
That's
gonna
my
have to
hill
look
to
into
die
that.
on.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Check it out, bro.
So what else we got?
Just some sports. We're gonna really. It's just I just put how the NBA and NHL season's over, and in my opinion, I think the best team in each sport won.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets were the best basketball team, and unfortunately, the Golden Knights were the best hockey
The
team.
Panthers were a good story. I was rooting for them.
I was too, and it was cool that it was 2 8 seeds from Florida. Well, they were both from Florida too. And I was like, I wanted Florida to win the Panthers just because I was like, fuck the Golden Knights. I feel like if you've only been a team for like less than 10 years, you don't deserve it. You gotta suffer a little bit.
And they really haven't. They've been
good since the first season.
Yeah, they went to the finals in their first season.
I think was that their third trip?
I think so.
It's because inaugural season they did. Yeah. Oh my God. What a spoiled group. But hey, good for them. Like I said, that final game was 9-3. Like they smoked them. They left no doubt. And they won it in 5.
Yep.
And in game 5 it was 9-3. So yeah, they deserved to win. They're the better team. And then in basketball, I've just been such a big Jokic fan that I'm just so glad to see him win it. And
I just don't want Miami because I hate.
Yeah, and that's what I told Claire too. I was like, I think we should ask Alex when he's on. But is that the Mavericks' biggest rival? At least out of state for sure.
Yeah,
because I know you get like San Antonio and Houston in state, but I'm like, they're not even in the same conference. We're West and they're East. But I was like, I fucking hate the Miami Heat.
I hate them too.
I hate Dwayne Wade and I hate the Miami Heat. And I feel like they're our biggest rival just because we met them twice in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And
then them mocking Dirk when he was sick.
Yeah.
All of it.
They were the villains that year. I love how everyone was rooting for us in that 2011 because that was the first year of that super team, and LeBron did become like the villain. That was just peak LeBron though. He was so good. He still is so good. But goddamn,
it's crazy.
The fact that we beat peak LeBron on a super team, it's like, man, we're the greatest.
Well, what Dirk did, he went through Durant and Westbrook, Kobe, and then LeBron and James.
His first round was Portland, though.
Yeah.
That was a tough series because it was the 3-6. We're the 3 seed. And then, like you said, the next was it OKC? Mm-hmm. And then we swept the Lakers,
We swept the Lakers.
That was
Kobe
such a
Lakers
great
too.
run.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a Kobe-led Lakers, and they were the defending champs, right? Didn't they just come off back-to-back?
Yep.
Or maybe not back-to-back, but one for sure.
They were defending for sure.
That was a great run.
It's the best run of all time in the NBA, in my opinion.
I
mean, how many Hall of Famers did he beat? 6? 5?
Well, Lillard was on that team, Portland, so that's 1 for Lillard. I don't know if LaMarcus Aldridge will make it because everybody makes it in the NBA, but maybe.
LeBron, Kobe.
Well, hold on. Stick with teams. So Portland, you got Lillard for sure. OKC, you got Westbrook, Harden, and KD. And then Lakers, Kobe, Gasol. He's already in it, so that's 7. That might have been it for that team. And then when we make it to Miami, LeBron, Wade, and maybe Bosh. Maybe Bosh makes it.
Maybe.
Potentially 10.
The greatest run ever, in my opinion.
And we're not
a basketball
biased.
guy.
We're not biased.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Our German saint.
No, but I'd have to agree with you. I mean, I kind of fell off of both, especially hockey, when Dallas went out. But,
I didn't watch a single game of the final.
So, yeah. What else was going to
Said Rangers first place.
In first place, Texas Rangers.
Oh, and spoiler alert, that's what I got my dad for Father's Day gift. We're going to a game a week from this Monday.
Nice. Have you been to the stadium yet?
Nope. It was decent price too, man.
Dude.
It's like they were okay. We know these fees are bullshit, but I think the tickets were $33 each, but it came out to like more like $140 because I got 3. It's gonna be me, my dad, and Elizabeth because Elizabeth's never been to a game.
Nice.
So this will be her first professional sports game.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna watch baseball in July or June, like in 70 degrees, like God intended.
Yeah, and it's a Monday night because I'm off on Tuesdays, so we can. Stay for the entire game if we want to. My dad might not want to, but we can stay as late as we want.
So we went to Father's Day 2 years ago. We got in for $8 a piece.
It's fantastic.
But, I mean, obviously we're in third deck, but that stadium's so nice, it didn't even fucking matter. It cost me more to park than it did to get in the game.
That's fantastic. Yeah, these are good seats. It's third base line, like not second row, but like second tier.
Yeah.
But like they'll show you a picture like when you're buying it, like this is what your view looks like. And I'm like, for $30-something, like low 30s, like this is a deal.
Yeah, it's nice. You'll like it, man. You'll like it.
I wonder could you buy tickets like at the stadium to avoid all those bullshit fees?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what we should do because I'm like my tickets would have been under $100 if I bought them straight up because they were 30-something each. But I ended up paying closer to like $150 with fees and taxes.
Yeah.
So it's like, just go to the game and buy a ticket.
Yeah, no, it's nice. You'll like it.
I doubt it's going to sell out. I'll be like, just give me whatever you got.
Right, yeah. No, not on a Monday. But yeah, the only other thing I got is that U.S.-Mexico game on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen the U.S. outplay Mexico like that, ever.
They smoked them.
And this pendulum has been swinging back and forth, starting in about 2002 when we beat them in the World Cup. But I think now we may be to a point to where I don't know if Mexico is ever going to be the best team in this region ever again.
Wow.
I mean, the way they played, it was just we embarrassed them so bad, and we beat them down so bad that they resorted to fighting.
That's what I was going to say is like you could tell that we beat them so bad we just like got under their skins. And it's like when you just get like angry. Like Mexico was just angry and was like taking it out on us because they knew they were getting outplayed.
They played against us like we would play against them circa 2004, 5, 6,
where it's
7,
like you're playing your big brother and you can't beat them. But you're trying your hardest. You're getting frustrated, so you like do a little cheap shot or something.
That and the only way they were surviving that first half was just through grit. It should have been 5-0, 7-0.
Jeez.
I've never seen it like that. And then, the refereeing, you can say what you want. I think the referee let it get to that point because if you don't call these little ticky-tack, if you let them get away with things and then before you know it, things just snowball and then it's out of control like it got.
It kind of seemed like that's what he wanted was to not let it blow. It's like they'll do that in other sports too, like especially like baseball. If they start getting chippy, it's like you just got to quell it like right now.
Basketball too, if they don't call those little bullshit fouls early, people get pissed off and then it'll snowball. I've never seen anything like that. And then, the 4 red cards, that was just wild to me.
And so, because I'm not very soccer like suave, but so I get a red card, I'm out of this game and I'm suspended for the next.
So we lost Dest and McKinney for the final.
Those were starters, right?
Yeah, those are 2 important because if you notice, like
that's what it was sucking. I was like, fuck, man. Like I feel like Mexico is trying to do that to fuck with us in the next game.
That's totally it. I mean, it's like we're playing for a final. They're playing for a third place game.
Yeah.
And that's the downfall of this group.
They got nothing to lose at that point.
This is the downfall of this group. A lot of those guys were on the World Cup team. That was their first World Cup. We were the 3rd youngest team at the tournament. They don't have experience in big games like this to know that you're going to get baited.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
You're going to get baited. And,
And Mexico succeeded in what they wanted to do because they got under us. They didn't force us, but, they caused us to get red cards, and that's going to affect us in the final.
Yeah. Which I think will be fine. Canada is better than people think. They qualified for the first World Cup in 30 years, 34 years or something, in the last World Cup. They've got a good squad. They've got probably one of the best left backs in all of world football, in Alphonso Davies.
They got a Canadian named Alfonso?
Yeah, Alphonso Davies.
That's hard not to root for.
He started in the MLS when he was like 15.
Wow, he's like a Freddie Adu kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a freak. Now he plays for
What's he doing?
He plays for Bayern Munich.
Freddie Adu?
No, Freddie Adu? I don't know. He's coaching.
Okay. That's like one of the... I remember he was supposed to be like that guy.
I saw him in Dallas Cup, which Dallas Cup is a kind of a world-renowned like youth soccer tournament in Dallas every year. I saw him in 2002 or 3 when he was here. He was like 13 years old. He was playing with the U19s. National team.
You think it was just the pressure and everything that
he was the best player I've ever seen in my life at the time.
No
live.
Shit. So so that hype was real.
He was unbelievable.
Wow.
And he was like 5, 6 years younger than the kids he was playing against.
That's probably the first like American soccer name I remember hearing was Freddie because he was like on the cover of fucking Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, he did.
We were like freshmen in high school, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy's like younger than me?
He did a fucking Sierra Mist commercial with Pele. I mean,
wow.
You give a kid that much, you build him up, and he's never not been the guy. And then you give him a contract, and you give him money, and what did you expect to happen?
I mean, LeBron made it work. I was thinking the same thing. LeBron was supposed to be that guy.
LeBron was 17, not 13.
Well, yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying, I remember watching LeBron's high school basketball games on ESPN when he was at St. Mary, St. Vincent.
And he played Oak Hill. And
same thing with Bryce Harper. Like, Bryce Harper from, like, when he was, like, 16, they were, like, the next guy. And he's won MVP.
Sidney Crosby,
like,
you know.
Certain guys. But it's like you said, when you make them that guy that young, it's like you're putting the burden of, like, a franchise or a country on them.
It's a country.
That's a lot,
He was the savior of U.S. soccer, and
you can't put all that in
now look how much we've progressed and learned from him in Christian Pulisic. He is the guy. I mean, he scored 2 goals.
That's a handsome boy too.
He goes as we go, or we go as he goes. You know, he's handling it much better than where we handle the situation much better than with him than we did with Freddie. And Freddie's just a really sad story. You know, I think his handlers growing up didn't do him any favors by telling him he's the guy, he's best, he's never wrong. But yeah, so that Mexico game, I've never seen it like that. I've never seen a Mexico team look that bad. And credit to us, we played very well.
Yeah,
I think we would have beat them anyway at any point, no matter if they were in turmoil or they had all their guys or whatever. I think we would have walked them off the park. I mean, it was just an incredible performance, and I've never seen us demoralize a team like that. And, you know, we got more coming. The U20s just went to the quarterfinals of the World Cup and the U20 World Cup a few weeks ago. It's just going to get better and better. So yeah, the only downside of that night was in the middle of the game. And add in the craziness of the game. The cherry on top is at halftime it got announced that Greg Berhalter is being brought back as manager.
I did see. I got a breaking news update.
After everything that happened with the blackmail, the extortion, all the shit with Gio Reyna and his parents and all that shit that I told you guys about. Like, you know, the Reynas were blackmailing Berhalter. And
for, like, playing time, right?
Yeah. You know, they leaked the story about Berhalter, like, assaulting his then girlfriend, now wife, like 20 years ago.
And wasn't it like he kicked her in the butt or something?
Yeah, he kicked her in the leg.
Those
or
people
butt.
for trying to extort the guy.
And then you bring in a consulting firm and you waste 6 months just to bring the guy back. Like, it's just asinine. Like, what are we doing?
Are you okay with that? Because I don't know how it is for, like, a manager.
I don't know. I think if you were going to do that, then do it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So he can have these tournaments and the time.
So was he
with these
not
guys.
there? So was he, like, off the job?
Yeah. No, he was. There was 2 interim managers.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So our interim manager after Berhalter, he left and he took a club job somewhere. And then BJ Callahan was the guy who managed Thursday and going to manage tomorrow. And he was our second interim manager. And now you bring Berhalter back, and I think the players really like Berhalter. I know Christian Pulisic came out and voiced his support, you know, and a couple other guys did. So, I mean, I think he's probably the best American option if we were going to go American. And there were a few other names floated out, you know, but it is what it is. I think he took the third youngest team in the tournament to he got him out of the group, which we weren't expected to get out of, and then he got really outclassed against the Netherlands in that knockout. When we got knocked out, I think he got outclassed, and the Netherlands coach said as much in the press conference. He said, I expected him to make adjustments, and he didn't, and we exploited it. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a safe bet, you know, World Cup on home turf. So we'll see. I don't know, but I've never seen a U.S.-Mexico game unfold like that. And, you know, the Mexican fans are Mexican fans, and not all of them. I'm not going to put it on all of them, but between the chants and then the shit being thrown on the field and the assaults assaults in the stands. I mean, if you'd have given me a ticket to the game, I wouldn't have gone.
Too much.
Yeah, just too much risk. I mean, people were getting the shit beat out of them in the stands, in the parking lot. It's just, no. But, I mean, good for us. We're on to the final. It'll be, you know, we're without McKinney and Dest, and those guys were phenomenal for us. McKinney getting in that scrap, and then he kissed the crest on his shirt. That's already being, like, that's in the Hall of Fame of, like, U.S. soccer, like
oh yeah, that's
like
gonna live on forever.
Yeah, like that's
there's gonna be pictures of that in sports bars.
Yeah, it's already legendary around Twitter and Reddit. So
that's what I kept seeing all day was him kissing that. Which was it like a pride thing for America, or was it like a fuck you to Mexico? Because I thought it was like
both. I think
like loving his country.
That, and he was just trying to fucking rile him up. He was just talking shit.
Oh, he got him riled up.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah. So tomorrow will be fun.
Sunday, because this won't be out probably. Well, I guess it can be out tomorrow.
I can put it up tonight if you want.
No one's probably gonna listen to it though.
No, we've lost all 12 that we had.
I think Troy's check it out. Maybe Brady.
I gained one. Shout out Chase. I don't know if you're gonna make it this far into the episode, but probably should have shouted you out in the beginning. But
was that your buddy from work?
Buddy from work, yeah. I finally let somebody in on my.
Shout out Nathan and Cisco that were asking me like when we're gonna continue this.
Speaking of Cisco, shout out Cisco. You told me about Ralph Barbosa whenever you were on the podcast. We were talking about comedians. Whenever you were on, I don't know, that was a long time ago.
Last year or sometime.
The dude's blown up now. Like I see Ralph Barbosa all over TikTok.
He called it. Ever since you, I mean, I knew Theo Vaughn from like Real World Road Rules, but you mentioned him as a comedian, and since then he's
so
blown
funny,
up.
Dude,
he's.
Oh yeah, he's getting big.
He's everywhere. He's like he's on everyone's shows. He's on his own show.
Yeah, he's getting big. All right, what do we got left?
Just what are you watching and what you listening to?
Oh, you want me to go? You want to go?
You can go. Okay. I'm just gonna read off a few that I've been watching and then listening to. We already talked about what our situation is.
Yeah. So watching, I haven't been watching a whole lot. Part of the reason for the delay is work got crazy. I was having to go to work during the day, and then the company paid for a some training, so I had to be in class from like 6 to 10 at night. So shit got wild. But I rewatch the series Justified. I rewatched that because they were continuing that series starting in July.
With Timothy Oliphant?
Yep.
Is it like a continuation or is it a prequel or something?
No, it's a continuation.
Okay. So I like him too as an actor. He was in Deadwood, which is a great show too on HBO.
Yeah, so they're doing a continuation. I was like, oh, let me rewatch it because I loved it. And it's got
is that Walter Scoggins?
Walter Scoggins plays the
how many seasons?
6.
Oh, okay.
So it's
I was thinking it was like 4. No, that's a good run.
Yeah, it's a real good run. But it's a fucking great show. I love it. And it's based on Elmore Leonard's short story, Fire in the Hole. Watching
which you can listen to on Libby.
You can listen to on Libby, which brings me to what I've been listening to, which is not podcast because Andrew told me about Libby, and it took me a little bit to get a library card, but I finally visited our fantastic library. I'll put our library.
It is a nice library, dude. I like our library. It's a dope little library.
So yeah, dude, I love it. But I got my my library card, and then I downloaded Libby. And I've had it a month, and I think I'm on my 5th book. That's all I do, man, is just listen to books now. Mm-hmm. So most of them are like kind of mystery, like crime mystery, like, you know, I don't know how to describe them. Just guy is works on Wall Street, and he's an ex-Marine, and people start dropping, at his work, and so he gets sucked into the investigation, and turns out they're trying to set him up, and
I was gonna say
shit like that.
Sounds like you're like a James Patterson, Vince Flynn, like Tom Clancy, which Tom Clancy books are just so fucking long, but they're good.
Yeah,
but it's like 27 hours.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's like right up your alley.
Yeah, anything kind of like like kind of conspiracy-ish type stuff or
I
mystery.
Got a lot of those saved too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. And I got stuff saved, and
you need to start sending me screenshots when you watch when you read these books.
Yeah, and I gotta figure out people in other areas because how Libby works is you're only limited to what your library has digitally available on Libby. So I'm trying to get somebody that lives in a bigger city that's got a library card,
like the Library of Congress, in Washington, be like the ultimate selection.
Yeah, so because there's some books like I'll read about because. TikTok will learn like what your interests are over a time, like an algorithm, and people talk about books, and so I'll get on their page and then scroll through their feed and like what books they're talking about. So every now and again I'll get a suggestion. I'm like, oh, I wonder if Libby's got it. And
a lot of time it'll say like notify me, like if it ever comes available. I've got about 12 of those where I'm like notify me.
Yeah. All right, but that's really it for me.
That's it, dude. Libby's the shit. It's
Libby
free
is
for anyone who wants to know.
Bro. You just need a library card.
Yeah, just go to your local library.
All you got to do to get a library card is like take a water bill or something in your name, some service utility in your name, and a driver's license. Boom, you're set up.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I'll go with what am I watching first. So this is something we watched like 5 months ago, but when we last recorded. But I loved it so much. It was on HBO. It's called Mind Over Murder. It said it chronicles the bizarre chronicles the bizarre and psychological complex story of 6 individuals who were convicted of the 1985 murder of a beloved 68-year-old grandmother, Helen Wilson, in Beatrice, Nebraska. Despite 5 of the individuals originally confessing to the crime, the Beatrice 6, as they became known, were exonerated by DNA evidence in 2009. In turn of the events that divided the rural town and incensed the family of Helen Wilson, as the filmmakers tracked the case of the murder through investigations, trial exonerations, and 2 civil suits, shifting perspective clouts the truth. A stranger-than-fiction tale emerges that raises the question about the reliability of confessions and memory in criminal cases. So yeah, they were convicted of this crime, even though most of them said they were never there, but some of them were convinced they were. They were like in prison for like 20 years and then got like exonerated by DNA. And then 1 or 2 of them still believe like that they were there. They can still vividly remember, even though they just weren't there. And that's what screwed over. It's like say 6 of us were there, but I say I wasn't, and 4 of us say we weren't. But Matt was like, "Oh yeah, we were all there, and you confessed to it, and you drug us all in." And that's just how it snowballed. It was like 1 or 2 of them were adamant, like, "No, we were there." And even to this day, there was one of them. Well, I shouldn't say to this day, because at the very end, she was finally thinking like, well, maybe it was just like, maybe I wasn't there. But they were in jail for like 20, 25 years over this false confession.
Better bring me my money.
What was this? Oh, The Pacific, which is on HBO.
Yeah.
It's from the makers of Band of Brothers.
Does that have Rami Malek in it?
Yeah, it does. And it has what's his name? God damn it. Who's our guy? Shane. John
Bernthal, yeah.
Bernthal, and yeah, they're both in it.
Yeah.
It's based on the accounts of the Marines in World War II. 10-part miniseries follows the intertwining journeys of 3 U.S. Marines in the Pacific Theater. Just gives their names. From their last battle against Japan, or their first battle against Japan at Guadalcanal, across the sands of Iwo Jima and the horrors of somewhere else, to their ultimate triumph return after VJ Day. And then it just talks about who it was, Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. But I'm also a big fan of the Pacific Theater. I think that's my favorite aspect of World War II.
Yep.
I think it's just so like underappreciated what those Marines did. Because when you think World War II, you immediately think like Nazi Germany or what was going on in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there was a whole nother war going on. Really, there was like 3 theaters because there was an African war.
Yep.
But it's like not enough credit and credence or whatever goes to Pacific. But that was like some of the hardest fucking battles of the war.
Yep.
This one, it was on HBO because it's a Discovery show that merged, but it's The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. This was fucking crazy, dude. My sister told me about this. The story of Natalia Grace, assumed to be a 6-year-old Ukrainian orphan with some kind of disease that's a rare bone disorder. Her adoptive parents alleged Natalia was an adult who was masquerading as a child with the intent to harm the family.
Yep.
And that has to be the basis for that movie, The Orphan.
Yep.
It's fucking wild because my sister posted it and she was like, you think you know what the story's about or who to believe, but then, it just like twists and turns. You don't know what's going on. And it really was. I was like, bro, by the end of it, I just didn't know. And I was so adamant one way, and then I was so adamant the other way, and then I just didn't know what to believe. It was wild. It's like 6 parts. I would highly recommend. I'd highly recommend all these. This one was on Amazon. It's The Shiny Happy People, about the Duggar family. The 19 kids and counting.
Before all that went down, Lauren used to watch that show. I said, something's off here.
Yeah.
This isn't what it looks like. Something's off. And then
have
boom.
y'all not seen it?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen
Oh, y'all should
that,
really watch
but
this.
I know all about the first son.
Okay, but so it starts off and you make it seem like it's going to be about Josh, the oldest son, and his child porn cases. And just to say, he's still in a Texas pen till like 2032.
Good.
But really what's crazy is the show's not, I mean, it's about that, but it's about their church that they went to and the whatever sect of Christianity they followed called like IBLP, which was the Institute of Basic Life Principles. And it was this guy, Bill Gothard, that founded it and ran it. And it was like to homeschool your kids, have as many kids as you can, indoctrinate them. But then it's also about like oppressing all the women and make them just like old fashioned, like your whole job is to just raise kids and cook and be obedient to your husband.
Fuck yeah.
No, dude, it's terrible. No, and then they want to homeschool their kids, and their end game was like to homeschool all their kids, radicalize them, and then send them out to like Washington and like infiltrate, like democratically though, right? Like that's how you get elected, or that's how you change laws is you get them elected and then you make these laws. And my biggest fear is when you have like a Christian nation that votes to make these Christian laws and it affects me as a non-Christian.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. I don't care what religion you want to practice, but when you make laws that dictate how I have to live based on your religion, that's like my biggest fear, because that's what can and will probably happen is you have this big like Christian movement in politics and they get elected democratically and then they just pass all these radical laws that now affect non-Christians.
Yeah.
So I hated it, dude. It was a great show, but I fucking hated it because that's something I'm just scared of. I don't think I have that one written down. We saw 77 Minutes. It's about the 1984 San Diego McDonald's massacre.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were watching last night. That was on Amazon. And that was just so brutal because they had the actual police footage of them going. Have you seen it?
No, I've listened to a podcast about it. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
But you got to see that footage, man. I mean, they're just like, oh, and here we have an 11-year-old girl, and they pick up, and it's like they had an 8-month-old.
Face is gone.
It's just brutal because they're showing all the footage, so it was hard to watch at times. This one's on Netflix called Beef. Have you seen that? Claire and I both really like this.
Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the road
Dead alum.
The what?
Walking Dead alum.
Yeah, another one, yeah. It's the road rage incident between two strangers. A failing contractor and an unfulfilled entrepreneur sparks a feud that brings out their darkest impulses. It was really good, and it's like 8 episodes maybe, and they were like 30 to 40 minutes, so we were able to knock it out in a few days.
People raved about that one.
Yeah, it was really good. Okay, what am I listening to? I started this today. They only have 3 episodes out, but it's called The Set. It says it's the crack era, the most violent time in New York City's history. The NYPD is fighting a losing battle, and instead of protecting the city from drug dealers, some police officers have become them. The Set is a never-before-told first-person documentary of the biggest police corruption scandal in NYPD history and the investigation that uncovered it all.
Yeah, I got the advertisement for that in my feed.
Yeah, so did I, because I'm subscribed to Gangster Capitalism, which is one of my favorite. And then I thought it was a new season, but yeah, it was totally different. And then the new season of Slow Burn, it's about Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is one of the most powerful figures in America today. Nearly every issue of National Consequences has his fingerprints all over it, from voting rights to gun rights, from abortion access to affirmative action. But nothing about this journey from rural Georgia to the Supreme Court was inevitable. The 8th season of the Slate Slow Burn holds, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you'll hear about why he came to despise the race-based admission policies that personally benefited him, how he credited his political rise to the black something about Malcolm X, and anyways, Clarence Thomas, honorable mention, punchable face. He's a piece of shit. And then, yeah, dude, Libby. I wrote down here, I've gone through 31 books in 4 months. So we're on the same page. Just like burning through like two books a week.
Yeah, I gotta remember where I'm at or remember to.
There's a way if you go down there, it'll show like what you've listened to, and it doesn't even show like, because there's some books that I started and didn't finish.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, dude, if the narrator is off, I'm like, nah, fuck it, can't do it. I don't know. Maybe the book's good, but nah, can't do it. Can't listen to that. Dude,
and I never thought I'd say this, but shout out Bill O'Reilly. Like, I've listened to like 4 of his books, because he just writes good like historical books, based on straight like fact and nothing like, obviously he was probably, a Republican, which is nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't have any angles. He just like fact-based reporting, and he just writes good historical books. I listen to books about General Patton, Kennedy, the mob. It was called just Killing the Mob. There's one about the killing of the Rising Sun, which is about the Pacific Theater. Reagan. There's one about Hitler. The Old West, like the book I'm listening to now is Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, which is like a 14-hour description of just the terrible treatment of the Native Americans in America.
That's crazy.
It's so bad. We were such assholes. But anyways, yeah, man, that's all I've been listening to. I feel like, and we went and saw the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, nice. I heard it was
really
good.
It was really good. Okay, I've talked enough.
All right. You good?
I'm good.
All right. Take us out.
Going home.
That was good, man.
What's the time?
Hour 45.
Not bad. That's with like minimal Cowboys and Big Brother talk.
Yeah.
So get ready for like a 2.5 hour marathon.
Yeah, it's coming. Big Brother's coming.
Yes,
All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Till next time.
Don't say it. Don't give it.
Till next time. I'm not. Till next time.
Hey,
I'm
we should
Matt.
get some guests down here too.
Oh, it's coming.
And I'm Andrew.
We're out.
So we got the show title. Are there any women I want to punch? Question mark.